If you're looking for someone rather special, someone skilled in the mysterious art of metalwork, I'm your man, the Blacksmith. I guess people do regard me as a pretty big deal round here. They believe I'm watched over by the god of metalwork, Wayland the Smith. Well, I don't know about a god, but I've certainly got some important contacts, like the iron traders that sell me my metal from Sussex and Gloucestershire. I heat up that iron in my furnace, then I hammer it, fold it, and reheat it again, and make it good and strong. Then I can reshape it into whatever I need to, horseshoes, farming tools, and the like. Finally, I plunge the item into icy waters to cool it down. Like I said, I can do all your bog standard tools, but my favorite thing to make is swords. Orders for these are few and far between, but when I do get one, well, I put my heart and soul into it and make the strongest, most beautifully patterned sword you've ever seen. Guaranteed.
Hello, I'm what's known as a bone worker. Sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? I suppose I do work with bits of dead animal, but it's ever so useful. I can make all sorts of things out of bone, antler, and even walrus tusks when I get them from the northern traders. For example, if you want to brush your hair, you'll need one of my deer antler combs. If you need a bone spindle for cloth making, come to me. Then there are loads of other bits and pieces that are made out of bone, like hairpins, bag handles, and even board game counters. I'm fairly skilled at carving simple patterns onto my pieces, if you like that sort of thing. I can't do very detailed decorative work, though. No, for that you'd have to go to a specialist, maybe at a monastery. I move around a lot, me traveling from village to village, selling my wares. This is my home village, though, the place I always come back to. There's no place like home, is there?
If you need something, chances are you'll need me and my skills for at least part of it. I'm the carpenter, see? I work with wood, and I'm also a specialist in making wheels. Handy, hey? So what can I make? What can't I make? Common jobs include furniture, posts, rafters, and pegs for buildings. For outside, I make buckets, handles for tools, weapons, and carts. Then there's cooking implements, even musical instruments, and, coffins. So yes, every day you'll be using something that has been made by a skilled carpenter like myself. One of the most vital tools of the trade is my axe for cutting down trees. Then there's my plane for shaving wood, adze for rough cutting, chisel for fine cutting, and auger for making holes. Finally, there's the lathe. And that's what I use for cutting round pieces of wood. That's very specialist, that is.
Hello there. I'm a potter, and my job is all about clay. I get my clay from a perfect blogging place I know just down by the river. When I've found a good lump, I plop it down onto the turntable of my potter's wheel. I'll spin it using a second wheel that I push round by foot. I'm skilled at smoothing the clay with lots of water, hollowing it out into circular pots, or coiling it round into other types of vessels. I can make you any kind of pot, really, for cooking or storage, jars or jugs, big or small, you name it. I can even decorate your pots using a stamp made of bone to create a nice pattern. To finish off my pots, I put them in a pit, then cover them with smoldering fire ashes to bake them nice and slowly. And there we have it, a perfectly formed pot, if I do say so myself.
Well now, just take a look around this here village. See all the roofs on the houses? That's my handiwork, that is. My job title is Thatcher. Very pleased to make your acquaintance. Let me tell you all about the specialist art of thatching roofs. To thatch a roof properly, and to a high standard, you need ultra-dry reeds or rushes tightly woven together. When it's done properly, the roof will effectively drain rainwater away down the sides of the building, keeping you and your family nice and warm and dry inside. My roofs will last you anywhere between 40 and 50 years because they're quality work, see? Sometimes I do bits of maintenance on the roofs I've done in the village, patching them up here and there after, say, a storm. There's always work to be doing. After all, every family wants a good roof over their heads.
Greetings, curious traveler. I'll tell you about how I make a living. I'm a spinner and a weaver. That's right, 2 jobs, really. I take wool from my sheep when my husband shears them and wash it. Then I spin it into long strands called yarn using a spindle. When I've got enough yarn, I decide what color I want it to be. If I want it to be blue, I dye it using a plant called woad. If I want it yellow, I use weld, and so on. There are lots of options. Sometimes people buy the colored yarn from me, but often I weave it myself to make cloth. I put the yarn onto a loom, which helps me weave the different threads together. I like to make checker or zigzag patterns. People can buy this cloth for a bit more money than just the yarn. I also use the cloth myself to make clothes, which go for even higher prices. I don't mind telling you that the local landlord and his wife are big fans of my work.